when I was in Malaysia, I would ask some of the locals there, like, hey, what would this joke or song that I have work here? And then I'll try to find something funny about that city that I can like start the show off with. Well, the places that I've performed over like not in the US have been, I think, Canada, Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, Philippines, and Indonesia. And so from those experiences, I mean, that was like a lot of those were in 2013, 14 when I saw Red and then Comedy Central Asia with Ryan in Singapore. And I find it's pretty straightforward as far as not doing local references and inside things that are culturally you would know as somebody in the US, and just doing things that are more relatable, like family, I mean, making love. I don't know if I can say that. I was gonna say the other word, but I was like, we're on this. Like, I don't know who is watching this. Yeah, because
Nice.
Red talked about babies a second ago. So I'm like, I don't know who the Filipino fan base is watching right now. But you know, like, and for me, it's been helpful to have music as I go internationally, because I feel like that's kind of universal. But I will say it is hard to figure out what is going to work in one country and another country. And I think it's just something you have to find out by doing shows there. So that's was there a second part of that question? How do you adapt to connect? Yeah, I think honestly, just I think trying to think more broad and on a human level than a cultural level when I travel overseas. That's kind of how I adapt my set when I travel. Not honestly, not too much. Like the best way I can figure stuff about that city or the place that I'm going to is usually from talking to the comics from that place, because that's kind of like where I get most of my research. Like I ask people like, hey, would this work in that city, or would I need to use a different reference? And so like when I was in Malaysia, I would ask some of the locals there, like, hey, what would this joke or song that I have work here? And then I'll try to find something funny about that city that I can like start the show off with, to sort of like build that connection with the audience right away, to not just be like, hey, this is the show I do in every city. I want to establish like a connection with them that's more personal and intimate, like for that specific city too. So honestly, real 100% straight, right? This last week, I was in Tampa, or 2 weekends ago, and there was a couple that walked out, but the story is not, you know, it's just a random thing. So this couple, they were gone throughout my whole set. I heard later on that they were fighting. They went to the bathroom to have like a fight or argument or something, which is very nice of them to not do it at the show. But then they came back in, and I think I like asked them one thing. I was like, hey, how are you guys doing? And the guy he was just already mad and walked out of the show. Now, granted, it wasn't really like specific to anything that I said, but I did have them walk out for that. So other than that, I don't remember. I feel like I've had people walk out of something before, but I'd rather have them walk out than like stay and talk, if that makes sense. It's usually like drunk people that you have to kick out.